The end of aging? Exploring longevity, science, and biological immortality. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to today's episode. I'm your host, Aaron Miles, and I'm so excited to have you here. Today, we're diving into one of the deepest and most fascinating questions humanity has ever asked. Can we end aging? Every single one of us thinks about it. We see our parents and grandparents getting older. We look in the mirror and notice small changes in our own bodies. Wrinkles, grey hair, slower energy. But what if aging didn't have to be inevitable? What if science could stop, slow down, or even reverse it? Could humans actually live for 150 years? Or 500? Or forever? That's what we're exploring today, the end of aging, exploring longevity, science and biological immortality. So grab your headphones, relax, and let's dive into this journey together. Why do we age? Let's start with the basics. Why do we age in the first place? Our bodies are made up of trillions of cells. These cells are constantly dividing, repairing, and replacing themselves. But here's the catch. Every time a cell divides, it makes a copy of its DNA, and just like photocopying a document again and again, the quality slowly fades. At the end of our DNA strands, we have protective caps called telomeres. You can think of them like the little plastic tips on shoelaces. They keep the DNA from unraveling, but with every cell division, these telomeres get shorter and shorter. Eventually, they get so short that the cell can no longer divide. And that's when aging starts to appear. This leads to wrinkles, weaker muscles, slower healing, memory loss, and all the changes we associate with getting old. In simple terms, aging is like your body's photocopier running out of ink. New scientific breakthroughs. Now let's look at what scientists are doing about it. First, there's CRISPR gene editing. This is like a pair of molecular scissors that can cut and repair DNA. If a gene is causing aging, in theory, we could edit it out or fix it. It's powerful, but also controversial. Should we really edit our genes just to live longer? Second, we have anti-aging treatments under study. For example, NAD boosters, which recharge the energy factories in our cells. Senolytics, drugs that clear out zombie cells. These are old cells that don't work anymore, but refuse to die, creating chaos in the body. In lab experiments, clearing these cells has made mice look younger, grow thicker fur, and even live longer. Third, let's talk about animal experiments. Some studies have doubled the lifespan of mice. Other research on monkeys is showing promising signs too. Human trials are still early, but the direction is clear. Aging is no longer seen as untouchable. So while beauty creams and facials only touch the surface, these scientific approaches target aging at the cellular level. Immortal creatures in nature. Here's where things get really interesting. In nature, some creatures are already biologically immortal. Take the jellyfish Turritopsis dohrnii. It's often called the immortal jellyfish. Why? Because when it gets old or injured, it can actually revert its cells back to a younger state and start life over again. Imagine if humans could do that. Then there's the hydra, a tiny freshwater creature. It constantly renews its cells and shows no signs of aging. In theory, it could live forever, and don't forget about lobsters. Unlike us, lobsters don't get weaker with age. In fact, they grow bigger and stronger over time. So immortality isn't just science fiction, it already exists in the animal kingdom. The big question is, can we borrow these tricks for ourselves? Ethical and social dilemmas. Now let's step back and think about the consequences. What if humans really could stop aging? Overpopulation. If nobody dies, the world could become overcrowded. Food, water, and space would all be stretched thin. Economy and work. Right now, people retire around 60 or 70. But what if you lived to 200? Would you work for 150 years? Would young people ever get jobs if the older generation never left? Relationships and family. Imagine being married for 150 years. Would love last that long? Would family structures completely change? Rich versus poor. If these anti-aging treatments are expensive, they may only be available to the wealthy. That could make inequality worse than ever before. So while the science is exciting, the ethical questions are huge. Future possibilities. Now let's dream a little. Could humans live 150 years? Maybe. 500 years? Possibly one day? Forever? That's the ultimate question. Some scientists even believe in digital immortality. That means uploading your brain, your memories, your personality into a computer or AI. Your body may die, but your mind could live on in the digital world. Sounds like science fiction, right? But some tech companies are already working on it. Whether it's longer lifespans through biology or eternal life through technology, the future of human aging is wide open. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've explored why we age, what science is doing to stop it, how some animals are already immortal, and the huge ethical questions we'll face if humans can live forever. So now, I want to ask you, what do you think? Would ending aging be a blessing or a curse? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them with me, and let's keep this conversation going. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Aaron Miles, and this was The End of Aging, exploring longevity, science, and biological immortality. Stay curious, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.